Hello there, this is Smith Welding and Restoration. I am your host, Adam Niffen. Stick around, see what's in the garage this week.
Way down here.
Alright kids, this is Adam Niffen, Smith Welding Restoration. You know me by now. My friend Terry, the guy with the Ranger you've seen and loved so much. Thank you for the feedback on that, by the way, folks. I'll get more of that footage put up. It's actually sitting out now with a for sale sign. A couple things left to do. So I'm here with Terry. Some indigent fuck broke out his rear door glass on his 2012 Tundra. And I'm going to kind of show you once through. I looked it up. I ate supper, looked it up. Come out, Terry had it licked already. So, these door panels, very simple. We pulled this off. There is a push pin here, and that's a fuck you push pin, and I'll show you why. It doesn't have any head on it whatsoever, and I had no way of getting that little bugger out of there because it slides in. I think we can reuse this for now. I broke one of the little corners off of it. So there's that one, and then the rest of them are pop pins. See how 3 of them came out in the door? It's like the old Chevy style, okay? Very similar to the old Chevy style. So we'll pop these out with the panel pop tool, and we'll insert them back in here like this. They just slide down into the groove and it holds it with tension. There's a little button there. Not a big deal. Be real ginger about it when you pop them. Even if they pop off like that, you can generally pop them out and reuse them. As with any window replacement, you peel this shit back. Now what we had to do in a lot of your, like your front windows on most vehicles, you actually nose that glass down into it and then you draw it back up into the track because it cuts. This doesn't. You know, since the glass is already in, like I said, Terry had it licked before I finished supper and got back out here. What we had to do is, you got this bolt here and bolt here for your window track. You undo those bolts, this slides up out of the way and it literally falls into place for you. Where we're at now is, Terry's going to stand on the outside of this, I'm going to stand on the inside. We've got to drop the window down onto the pegs. This peg is available to put a screw in here. The other one, you got to go all the way down here to get that screw in. It's all 10mm and a panel pop and a Phillips. You have 2 Phillips screws in the door panel. This actually sits behind your door handle. There's a Phillips back there, and that sits up behind there. And then you got another one that goes down inside of there, and it pops out and reveals that screw. You got your door pillar piece that comes off very first. So that's where we're at, and that's really all there is to this. I mean, well, Terry, you sorted this thing out. You ever taken one of these doors apart before?
No, I haven't taken one out.
So you never even fucked with one. Never had the panels off your doors.
It's 2012. I'm sure not a lot of people have had to deal with it.
I did not find one on YouTube when I was looking, so, or anywhere on Google. So there you go. Terry went at it cold. We got the panel off. I mean, fuck, I know panels. There's only 3 different ways they put panels on cars.
Make sure if you're doing it by yourself to have this tape already ready to hold it up. Hold the glass up.
Otherwise, it's a bitch.
Or else it wants to keep dropping down.
Yep. Get it taped up. It can be a one-man operation, much easier with a couple guys, one on each side of the door. So that's where you're at, folks. There's not a lot to it, but there wasn't a lot of information out there. It's pretty self-explanatory once you get them tore open. So, really, we're wrapping this up, and I'll get Terry back down the road so he can enjoy what's left of his evening. I'll catch you folks later. Alright, so we kind of cleaned up some of the glass. My girl Daisy is vacuuming up for me. Say hi, Daisy.
Hi.
Alright, inside here, the handles, they run very similar to a throttle mechanism. Let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. When I popped it off, I went ahead and just disconnected everything. This right here, this one That works amazingly well with the panel popper in its position. That was the only thing that I had it handy at the time, and that was the only thing that popped it loose when I went back to do it later. So now I'm going to stick this paper back up here after the fact, like a buffoon. Don't mind me, folks. Getting ahead of myself. I tried sealing this bastard up before we check the range of motion too. I get ahead of myself sometimes, people. You know this. You've watched me. Anybody who's been here long enough knows this. Alright, so you got these two. Like I said, they're set up like throttle cables for the door handle and mechanisms. So there they are. You just swing the one around to where it can drop in there, and then it comes around. That one the same way. And they actually are pinched, caught in the frame right there. There's a slot they go into. Right there and right there. I popped the little pins out of the door and put them back in where they belonged. Past that, this thing's done.